The president was in Atlanta for fundraisers, getting ready for a showdown with the GOP. And council members toured the new Jackson International Terminal. That and more next on City Talk. Hello everyone, welcome to City Talk. I'm Thermice Bevelle. Mayor Kasim Reed met Air Force One on the tarmac at Hartsfield-Jackson when President Barack Obama came to town for a series of campaign fundraisers. The mayor joined Obama and more than 1,000 supporters at a gala held at Tyler Perry Studios. The movie mogul pulled out all the stops for the president's reception, which featured performances from Atlanta native CeeLo.
There's a lot of noise. A lot of folks were criticizing the president here and criticizing him there. The economy hadn't yet broken in the right direction. And we said that night that in a little while, in just a little while, after all of these campaigning that these other folks are doing, that you all were going to stop comparing him to the almighty and start comparing him to the alternative.
You didn't join the campaign because of me. You joined it because of your commitment to each other and the vision that we share about America. It was a vision of America where everybody who works hard has a chance to get ahead.
The gala was followed by a private dinner, which Mayor Reed also attended. Over 1 million Georgians turned out to vote in the Super Tuesday primary. Cobb County native and GOP candidate Newt Gingrich was handed a victory over frontrunner Mitt Romney, garnering over 47% of the vote. Romney came in second with just under 30%, followed by former Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum, who won 19% of the vote. And the municipal option sales tax passed overwhelmingly for the city of Atlanta. It's a 1-cent tax that applies to most goods purchased in the city. The special tax is used to fund ongoing federally mandated maintenance and upgrades to the city's water and sewer system. This is not a new tax. It was initially approved in 2004. With this money, Atlanta has replaced and repaired miles of old, decrepit sewer lines in compliance with 2 federal consent decrees. The City Council met with the Board of Education to discuss redistricting. APS plans to close 13 schools to save about $6.5 million. This meeting was a continuation of a number of conversations between the 2 governmental bodies.
As you know, we've been through a long process here. We've had a lot of meetings. We've tried to be as transparent as possible to the community by going through the whole demographic process and study, letting everybody know what the data was, the recommendations from the demographers, get some serious public input on those recommendations.
The superintendent says the closures are necessary because of population shifts in the district. Mayor Reed led a delegation to China to drum up more business for the Atlanta region. One of their goals is to increase Georgia exports to the Far East. Exports have gotten better, with billions of dollars in goods being shipped to China. City officials hope access to the world's busiest airport, a robust tech sector, and the presence of a dozen foreign consulates will appeal to Chinese business leaders looking to expand trade with our region.
To the extent that we can have meetings with business leaders, to the extent that we can meet with our government counterparts, and that they understand that the world-class companies that they do business with all the time and respect so much come from Atlanta, I think that that will be a signal that this is where their capital should be invested.
Invest Atlanta, the Metro Atlanta Chamber of Commerce, and representatives from 20 local companies were part of the mayor's delegation. Traffic at the world's busiest airport was up more than 7% at the beginning of the year. Hartsfield-Jackson officials tell Channel 26 that over 6.8 million passengers flew into or from Atlanta in January. Landings and takeoffs increased over 4%, and the international travel was up almost 2%. The Maynard Jackson Jr. International Terminal opens for business in May and will welcome millions of world travelers. City Council members were treated to a tour of this state-of-the-art facility.
This is the ticketing or the departures hall. We have, I believe it is 85 ticket counters in here.
James Drinkard, Assistant General Manager for Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, is giving council members an up-close and personal tour of the new international terminal, which will be Concourse F.
This is the tunnel that connects Concourse E and Concourse F. The train is still one level below us.
The connection of Concourse E to Concourse F creates a 40-gate international air travel complex that will be open for business on May 16th.
On that day, you'll see this terminal filled with travelers from around the world as they make their connections to more than 75 international destinations in more than 50 countries.
A sweeping roofline, metallic curves, and glass facade, the new 1.4 million square foot terminal will feature new gates, custom offices, advanced baggage systems, a new parking structure, and elevated roadways.
I was really impressed, and it's very obvious that all the thought that went into the layout, the design, keeping the passenger in mind, making sure that once they come to Atlanta, they have a good experience and they leave with a good impression of the city.
Travelers will also be impressed with the magnificent public art that is on display throughout the terminal.
This particular wall was done by a lady by the name of Amy Landisberg, I believe. It actually turns different colors as you go down there. Extinct or near extinct trees that have been magnified. The way they've got the lighting set on it coming from both sides will actually splash color on the floor.
It's beautiful. It's a great front door for the city of Atlanta for people who have traveled internationally to come to our great city to visit or do business. The public art is incredible, and I'm looking forward to seeing it when all the concessionaires are in. I'm excited about our opening day.
For City Talk, I'm Troy Danicus.
Construction of the international terminal generated close to 3,000 jobs, and about 1,000 jobs will be created when doors open this summer. The FAA estimates that 13 million travelers will pass through the new terminal by 2015. Mayor Reed signed the contracts to pave the way for 20 shops to open in the new international terminal. Brookstone, MAC Cosmetics, and the Sweet Auburn Market Cafe are just some of the retail stores slated to open throughout the next 18 months. The city executed its first airport concessions contract with Duty Free Americas, which will offer luxury goods to international travelers. Residents joined Councilman Ivory Lee Young Jr. for his quarterly town hall meeting, where constituents received progress reports on current plans and initiatives under consideration. The group also talked about ways to improve delivery of services, and they discussed how to enhance the quality of life in District 3 communities. The open forum gave constituents a chance to speak with top city personnel about a number of concerns, including safety measures for the new Walmart.
We will also have a precinct that's tied to the Walmart and that will support that immediate commercial area, but also the neighborhoods that surround it.
The town hall meeting was an opportunity to bring city departments to the community in an effort to share information about important city issues. Councilmember Natalie Archibong hosted her annual Focus Upon Senior Services. The seminar provided valuable information to District 5 senior citizens about sanitation, recycling, water and sewer bills, as well as information about discounts on various taxes and exemptions. County and city officials were also on hand to answer questions about a variety of services and programs. Councilwoman Archibong says bringing vital information to seniors at this annual event has become one of the most effective ways to ensure that senior citizens receive individual attention.
We just had a great turnout, and the seniors have said this is an event that they enjoy going to because they learn so much.
This is the 11th year Archibong has sponsored the seminar. A recent survey shows Atlanta residents are very satisfied with the Atlanta Police Department. According to the telephone survey, satisfaction with APD is at its highest level in 10 years. Mayor Reed says these results underscore the work his administration is doing to increase public safety. APD has added 500 officers since Reed took office 2 years ago. Concerns about police neighborhood coverage and safety at night were among the highest ranking questions. 73% of respondents say they feel police presence in their area is good, while 70% say they feel safe walking within 2 blocks of where they live. 44% of respondents are confident in APD's ability to protect their neighborhoods. The interim chief operating officer says the high level of satisfaction is also the result of a renewed focus on reducing 911 response times and technological investments such as the new smart 911 system and the video integration center. The survey was conducted in January by Braun Research. The city's Video Integration Center has been renamed the Loudermilk Operation Shield Video Integration Center. The high-tech facility tracks crime and emergencies through a system of public and private security cameras. It was renamed in honor of Aaron's founder, Charles Loudermilk. The Loudermilk family recently donated $1 million to the Atlanta Police Foundation. That money will be used to support the operation of the center. Cameras owned by the City of Atlanta, Midtown Alliance, and other private partners are monitored at the facility where response efforts are coordinated by APD.
These cameras are in the downtown space. We need to make sure that this is more robust in our communities where we're having challenges with crime. I believe that we're going to be successful in moving this project forward.
The city's goal is to increase the number of cameras covering the city by several thousand. Atlanta Fire Rescue officially rolled out a new addition to its fleet to aid firefighters in rescues. A dedication ceremony was held for the Collapse Rescue Unit at Fire Station 14 in Southwest Atlanta. The truck will help firefighters responding to collapsed buildings or construction sites. The 27-ton unit has many features, including the ability to lift and stabilize 100,000 pounds and breach concrete.
So to rescue people, you have to have a way to first hold that load up so it doesn't crush them anymore. And sometimes they're not even hurt under there. You just got to be able to safely get them out.
The unit isn't completely new. To date, it's been used to respond to several emergencies, including a parking deck collapse off Spring Street in 2009. Coming up, a conversation with Fire Chief Kelvin Cochran, and the city celebrates Ambassador Andrew Young. Stay with us. Today we have Fire Chief Kelvin Cochran with us. Chief, it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You came to Atlanta in 2008 from Shreveport, Louisiana. Then you went to D.C. to be the fire administrator for President Obama. But you came back to us, and we're glad to have you back.
It is great to be back. It was a great experience when I first came to Atlanta. I loved it so much, I really didn't want to go to Washington, D.C., but it was the best thing at the time. It was an honor working for the president, but the greatest honor was to be able to come back to the city of Atlanta as fire chief under Mayor Kasim Reed.
You were here during the tough times when budget constraints closed Fire Station 7 in the West End, and the city had brownouts, which are temporary shutdowns of some firehouses. How is the department doing now in terms of manpower and equipment?
Well, under Mayor Reed's administration, he's made public safety the top priority. And so early into his administration, he eliminated the brownouts and the blackouts, and by increasing overtime for firefighters and increasing staffing. And so those words are words of the past in the Reed administration, and we don't believe that they'll ever come up again under Mayor Kasim Reed.
Atlanta Fire Rescue has several community programs like the smoke detectors and the Citizens Emergency Response Team and the fan giveaway to senior citizens. So Atlanta firefighters are heavily involved in the community.
That's correct. You know, we have a prevention focus. As much as we love responding to emergencies, we would prefer that they not occur. So we're engaged in opportunities to inform the community or educate the community about how to prevent fires from occurring and how to reduce losses when fires do occur. So the Atlanta Smoke Alarm Program helps us to be able to do that. We also engage in services to meet the needs of our senior citizens, and there are many instances where we respond to the homes of senior members, and after we meet the reason why they called us in the first place, the emergency, we also discover that they have other needs. They lack medications, they lack food, their utilities are turned off, or they're living in very difficult conditions. And there are social services agencies that meet those needs. So our program, Senior Link, helps us to link those seniors up with the social services agencies to meet those needs and improve their quality of life overall.
The city broke ground on its first combined fire station and police mini precinct that's coming to Hollywood Road. This new public safety facility will have a positive impact on Northwest Atlanta.
Yes, it will, and we believe that it is transformational in public safety in that it is the first of hopefully what will be many facilities that are a combined fire station, mini precinct, or complete precinct. We believe that those kinds of facilities really change the landscape of public safety for an entire community. It'll also have a community room on the inside, so neighborhood associations and community meetings will be held right there in the fire station mini precinct.
Hundreds of firefighters from across the country came to Atlanta for the 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb at the Westin Peachtree Plaza Hotel. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was an event that was held in conjunction with the International Association of Fire Chiefs Fire Rescue International Conference. So we actually had firefighters from all over the world here in the city of Atlanta. That Memorial Climb event was firefighters' contribution to the memory of the 343 firefighters that lost their lives in the line of duty on September 11, 2001. And the climb actually totaled 110 stories, which was equivalent to the stories of the World Trade Center towers. And so they climbed, the firefighters that participated, about 215 or so, climbed in their full turnout gear. Some of them wore their daily station uniforms, and then some wore just regular workout gear. However, it was a very successful event, and it was a very emotional event because each firefighter carried the picture of one of the firefighters that was killed in the line of duty.
Oh. And finally, Chief, after 30 years of fire service, are you still enjoying your profession?
I am having the time of my life. I love what I do as a firefighter, as a fire chief. I know that what I'm doing is what I was born to do. And under all circumstances, whether the difficult, challenging times of the fiscal year 2009 budget or during the good times, strangely enough for me, the times do not change my passion for my work. I love coming to work every day in spite of what's going on. It just so happened that I have a great boss in Mayor Kasim Reed, and I have the blessing of working with some tremendous colleagues in public safety, Chief Turner and Chief Pat Labat, and a great cabinet and wonderful city employees, and work for the best firefighters in the United States of America in the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department. So it couldn't get any better for me.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
When we come back, Reverend Joseph Lowry, still going strong. And Adamsville residents get a history lesson from two special moms. Back in a moment. The Dogwood City chapter of Links celebrates 30 years of service. Councilmember Keisha Bottoms honored the group for its dedication to the city of Atlanta. For 3 decades, the chapter has performed thousands of hours of community service, has mentored children, and fostered young talented artists through its annual arts contest. Health issues impacting the Black community is a concern of the group, primarily childhood obesity. The organization has been recognized on national and regional levels for its efforts to address obesity in children. The Dogwood City chapter of Links has given more than $1 million to programs across the city. City Council President Cesar Mitchell served as honorary chair of the Atlanta Small Business Finance Institute's business seminar. The event was designed to create local jobs by helping current and potential entrepreneurs realize their dreams of starting and growing a business. The forum offered 12 different workshops covering a range of topics. Mitchell said the seminar provided valuable information to help small business owners plan for the future. Councilman Kwanzaa Hall is chair of the Advisory Committee on International Relations, which works to establish meaningful dialogue between various international groups and city officials. Hall was delighted to have President Mitchell brief the group on city achievements and priorities for the coming year. Mitchell says Atlanta's presence on the global stage depends on developing strong relationships with international leaders.
For someone who is a native of this city, someone who loves the city dearly. I have watched our city grow and mature, and I think part of our maturation comes from having relationships with people like you.
With the help of this committee, Atlanta has established itself as a reliable international business partner. Georgia's movie industry has already helped many parts of the state, and now Atlanta could see even more benefits as the industry grows. The city was recently awarded a $120,000 Livable Centers Initiative grant by the Atlanta Regional Commission. The Planning Department and Invest Atlanta will study future opportunities for improved transportation options, job creation, and economic development in the Lakewood community. Lakewood is home to EUE Screen Gems Atlanta Studios. The company took over the former Lakewood Fairgrounds site in 2010. Atlanta is only one of 10 communities to receive the grant. The study should be completed by the spring of 2013. Atlanta is also the recipient of another grant, this one from IBM. The tech giant awarded Atlanta its Smarter Cities Challenge grant, which provides $400,000 worth of technology and services. This gives the city access to IBM experts who will help develop a new strategy for economic development by focusing on increased job creation and global competitiveness. Consultants will review Atlanta's current operations to see what works and what doesn't. They'll then outline strategies to help make the city healthier, smarter, and more attractive to businesses and prospective residents by using intelligent technology. Invest Atlanta's president says he's proud to know that IBM considers Atlanta one of the country's knowledgeable capitals. The city of Atlanta honored Ambassador Andrew Young for his work and for his 80th birthday. Councilman Michael Bond held a special reception and proclamation presentation for Atlanta's former mayor. Andy Young has spent the majority of his life working for civil and human rights. His many years in public office as a congressman, United Nations ambassador, and mayor forms his vast experience in the local, national, and global arenas.
When they list all of those things that they say I did, I could not have done it without all of the people who were there today. And the thing that amazes me whenever I get with a group, I always see people who helped me when I didn't know they were.
Ambassador Young has always viewed his career through the lens of his first profession, that of an ordained minister. Reverend C.T. Vivian is best known for his work with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., participating in marches, freedom rides, sit-ins, and fighting for civil rights. Councilman Bunn also honored this outspoken leader here at City Hall. After leaving King's executive staff, Dr. Vivian trained ministers and developed programs for seminaries while working at the Urban Training Center in Chicago, and he was the Dean of Divinity at Shaw University. Vivian has made numerous television and radio appearances. He continues to speak publicly and offer workshops at conferences across the country and around the world. Councilman Bunn had the pleasure of interviewing Reverend Joseph Lowry at the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library. Reverend Lowry shared his personal account of the civil rights movement. As a central figure in the movement, Lowry helped spearhead the Montgomery bus boycott. He and Dr. King also started the Southern Christian Leadership Conference in 1957. Reverend Lowry also talked about receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom from Barack Obama. And let's not forget, Delta Airlines dedicated a Boeing 757 to the Dean of the Civil Rights Movement to celebrate his 90th birthday. Councilmember Kwanzaa Hall was on hand that evening when Lowry also signed several copies of his new book. Dr. Lowry said it's a joy to share the stories that have guided his life over the past few decades. The Office of Recreation held a history program at the old Adamsville Rec Center on Delmar Lane. The mayor's mother and Commissioner Boone's mom were guest speakers. Both women played pivotal roles in the community. Miss Reed and Miss Boone had a good time talking about changes that have come along over the last few decades. There were people like the Reverends Joe Boone and James Orange whose families shared them with the rest of us so things could change. As the birthplace of Dr. King, Atlanta has a unique place in American history. Councilmember Felicia Moore paid tribute to Helen Butler for her commitment to social justice. Butler is the executive director of the Georgia Coalition for the People's Agenda. When Butler joined the group in 2003, she increased membership, promoted collaborative campaign issues, and organized activities that have positively affected education, voting rights, economic development, and justice reform. Butler is one of the first 50 African Americans to attend the University of Georgia, where she received her bachelor's degree in business administration, and also served as the recruiter for the university's Masters of Public Administration program. 2012 marks the 100th anniversary of the Girl Scouts. Councilwoman Yolanda Adrian recognized the centennial with a reception and proclamation. By serving hundreds of troops in Atlanta, the Girl Scouts offers an opportunity for children and their parents to be involved with a group that teaches positive values, social skills, and leadership. Through experiences gained at every level of development, the organization gives girls a solid foundation. More than 50 million girls have participated in the Girl Scout movement, and there are 42,000 Girl Scouts in Greater Atlanta. Thank you for watching City Talk. I'm Thermice Bevelle.